Good day, dear colleagues. We are continuing. In the framework of project, the spokesman of Peaceful Life, we are going to speak about perspectives of Luhansk and Donetsk regions' economic development. Before ADO actions, the product produced by this region was 12% of the whole economy. And according to the data of the ministry, in Lugansk, 19 large enterprises do not operate, and every second resident of these oblasts are unemployed. To return these regions to peaceful life, these enterprises require investments. And we are going to speak about economic development in this region and the process of rehabilitation of the enterprises and the region. And we are going to speak with first deputy head of Lugansk Regional Military and Civil Administration and first deputy head of Donetsk Region Military and Civil Administration, Boris Chervony. Boris and Yevgen, do you hear us? Yes, we hear you. So I remind about simultaneous translation, so speak slowly. And we start with Boris, please. Good day. Ielyzaveta Mikhailovna couldn't come here, so she won't be available at the conference because new church is built, and now there's the opening of this church. So, speaking about the priorities and the challenges of Lugansk Oblast, 2/3 of the enterprises are in the uncontrolled territories. 2.7 times the number of enterprises decreased, small enterprises reduced in 3.6 times, and 90% decrease in number of physical persons entrepreneurs. Despite this, the amount of overall products reduced 40%, and we expect 19 billion hryvnias in realization of these products. And in good times, this was much more. So the situation is not very good, but we developed several programs that will stimulate the economy, and short-term program of social economic program for 2 years, 2016 and 2017, and the strategy that was developed was taking into account of all proposals of technical assistance from abroad. It will be compatible with European standards in order to use international technical assistance. So the priorities that we are having now and our main directions, so the usage of our resources such as coal, building materials, and realization of investment programs to create employment, development of agriculture, production of building materials and infrastructure. And today we have 621 investment projects for the sum of more than 4 billion hryvnias, and among these projects, 1/3 is self-cost, self-sufficient enterprises. So the extraction of clay and other materials, and also the reconstruction of Slabozhizhanщina plant of goods. And one of the priority is the is to include South Ukrainian Institute in these programs, that is in Severodonetsk now, and Donbas Technological University. And these directions are metallurgy, coal extraction, computer engineering, hydraulics, material knowledge, and other disciplines. And the main is the development of production, and this is the key priority, technological projects, and also it will create an opportunity to exclude railway transportation, because it's difficult to transport now via the railway transactions, transportations. So this will be a machine building enterprise for producing agricultural machinery and other type of equipment, because the owners of those enterprises that started their work in Luhansk Oblast, they are in controlled territories, so the investment projects will be renewed in the controlled territory, and we have 6 sites for technical parks and centers, and that's the European experience shows. This is a good thing for creating a business environment for middle and small business. There's a project for supporting this kind of business to promote investment, and now it is on the discussion stage. And on Monday, the Council of Entrepreneurs at the Oblast City Council, it will be discussed, and then it will be signed by the head. So thank you, Boris, and I give the floor to Evgeny. Evgeny, do you hear us?
Вам слово.
Now I give the floor to you. Good afternoon. First of all, in our activities, we are trying to renew the infrastructure. Actually, we can't discuss any investments before investor has the appropriate infrastructure of the region. I mean roads, broken bridges, objects of the water and gas utilities, water supply and heat supply. And now that is one of the main priorities of the management of the Donetsk region. We are trying to coordinate all the efforts of the state authorities and international projects to eliminate the coping of this project, and to orient the funds of the international organization and state funds. Let it be a kind of hub around of which the economics of the region will be developed. There are a lot of money, for example, to renew the roads. We calculated this amount is about 4 billion hryvnia. Only to renew 6 restored roads, we need 142 million hryvnia. To provide the corresponding water supply, this amount equals 1.7 billion hryvnia. I support completely the required demonopolization of small and middle business. It's not the issue of renewal of the economics of Donbass. It's urgent need because on the territory of our region, economics is too monopolized. The industry was under pressure, and let us be sincere to each other. We can count on internal investments more than some foreign invest projects, because while we still have combat actions, investors will be afraid. That's why we need to develop the environment that will allow foreign investors to go to the Donetsk region. Also, we are worried about in renewal, because for renewal of the infrastructure we can join some resources, we can join the budget resource with something else, but about renewal of residential buildings, still the project is not confirmed. Still we don't have funds for them, and dozens of thousands of people whose building were broken during military actions, they still can't have any funds to repair it. That's why we agree with our partners from international organizations that funds from state budget will be concentrated on the infrastructure project, but the money of international funds will be involved more into the projects of residential building renewal. To coordinate all this activity, now we put together all the projects, international and Ukrainian. There will be a kind of interactive map where everybody can see the involvement of different organizations to Donbass renewal. We planned for the 9th of December in Artemivsk, that is called Bakhmut now, international conference with the participation of international organizations, agencies, internal players. This big international forum will be devoted to the renewal of Donetsk region, of Donbass in general. And using this possibility, I would like to invite everybody to this event and people from Lugansk region as well. And on this forum, we will discuss different projects that can be made today in the territory of the region. And in the same way, we want to execute the program of international aid. I think it will be a good experience of coordination of our projects. That's all that I wanted to tell you, and I'm ready to answer your questions. Thank you very much, Yevgen. Thank you very much, Boris. Questions and answers. Dear colleagues, if you have any questions, please. Yes, there is a question. And please introduce yourself. Perkova Irina, Mariupol, independent journalist. I have a question to Evgeny. Could you tell us, please, what regional administration is doing now to create new salaries? Do you know about the situation at Metinvest that they want to fire about 30% of people, and what regional administration is doing to reanimate somehow Azovmash, that enterprise that we are talking about for a year already? What to do with it? As it is owned by the state for 50%, as far as I know, there is some state order, but still it doesn't work. And in Mariupol there is a huge social pressure. What regional administration is doing? What projects are you talking about? Regarding the situation in Mariupol and Metinvest, yes, we know about these plans. These plans of retirement. Not the situation in other regions is not better, because now there are also these processes going on, and those enterprises that are owned by the same finance industrial group. Regarding Azovmash, the situation is complicated. Unfortunately, Azovmash For now, it's not unique enterprise. There is a group of enterprises, and most of them are privately owned. Understanding this situation with the industries, we had a meeting already with Azomash management. Now we are giving aid on Ministry of Economics line, on the line of our international representatives to help the enterprise to get additional orders. But what is clear about these enterprises? These are enterprises not subordinate to the regional administration. There are only recommendations. Plus, that is just our attempt to save these enterprises and save working seats. But regional administration can't provide the state order. And the governor, for example, he was at some forum of infrastructure, and he was talking about the programs of building of new wagons, of other equipment to provide our enterprises with work. As I told already, our main aim now is to renew the infrastructure, and infrastructure project that's where working force from other enterprises can be moved. That's the project professional orientation, reorientation for the employees of coal industries that also will be fired now. So this complex program that's exactly what will help a little to make this problem less critical, but without large-scale investments, without renewal of normal economic activities on the territory of the region, we can't solve this problem with employment. And again, we hope that the involvement of the small and middle business and also the residential services we are thinking about development of service companies. This is also good potential to create new working seats. Thank you very much, Evgeny. Any other questions to our speakers? Maybe to Boris. Good afternoon, Sergey Malchuk, Ukraine Crisis Media Center. My question is to both speakers. Could you tell us, please, what do you think? What is the most executed international project is considered in your regions at the moment? I can start. If you are talking about historical investment projects, there are many of them. This is a project connected to the development of construction materials in Artemivsk region. Project to use our coal extraction facilities. But about current investment project, as I told already, the investment projects themselves, it's too early to discuss them because we started preliminary talks, but real investments are afraid to go to the territory of Donetsk region. And about infrastructure projects, I can point out the big volume of projects going on the line of European Investment Bank. Project of renewal of first 3 bridges in Donetsk region. One of them is on the way from Kharkiv to Kramatorsk. It's Semenico-Seleznyivka. Many of you seen it already. Maybe it was made to the funds of European Investment Bank. UNDP or UN program is working very actively, and there are many other international projects like People in Need and other projects. Thank you, Evgeny. Boris, what can you tell? That's clear. We are working with all the projects of international aid, UN projects, and first phase was finished on the creation of new working seats, but of course there are interests of small business. First of all, it's up to it's the creation up to 10 working seats. And about big projects on the line of extraordinary credit line on Ukrainian investments with all European Investment Bank, we have 43 projects for the total amount of 213 million euro. But Ministry of Economics confirmed just one project so far about individual housing for internally displaced persons. And one more project is the government of China that opened grant for the technical economical cooperation, where they need a list of concrete equipment according to specification. We gave the proposal on 340 titles on social issues, health issues. All these projects were sent to the Ministry of Economics. As far as I know, they are translated to English already, and now they're being considered. That is our perspective. About other perspective, in Severodonetsk there is a good cooperation because there are local projects executed pointly. All point D projects, of course, their priority. It is a saving of working seats. Thank you very much, Yevhen. Thank you very much, Boris. But you didn't answer but you didn't have your second question, so I have it for you. According to the information of Lugansk Regional Civil Military Administration, from the 12th of November, entrepreneurs of Lugansk region get 2 million hryvnia from UN and Japanese government. Could I have your comment on this? And also they say that 13 projects won in this tender. Do you know what kind of projects I'm talking about? That's the creation of new working places. There are mini projects. The amount defined, that's what Donetsk and Lugansk region will have in total on three contests. Only one contest was made. 2 specialists from regional administration now as the experts in this direction, and they involved during the selection of investments projects. Thank you very much, Boris. Thank you again. Let's finish on this our Skype conference and see you next time. Thank you very much. Good luck. Dear colleagues, our next press briefing within this pilot project will happen the day after tomorrow, and see you next time.